Que rollo mi raza, it's your boy. As y'all can see, I got no energy. I mean, y'all already know why. It's the reason why you clicked or tapped on this video right here. Que rollo mi raza, it is your boy. Just saying whatever y'all know me is here. You already know what we doing. Like I said, it's the reason you clicked or tapped on this video right here. Mexico has been eliminated from the World Cup. I'm not exactly sad. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, you're just disappointed. You know what I mean? Not mad, just disappointed. Well, I am mad. But that's because of like certain stupid decisions that were made in this game, which I'll get into in a sec. Yeah, this video is a random video, so there's gonna be almost no editing. The only editing is the ish that you just saw, which is the me telling you to subscribe. That those graphics that I put, they were probably on this side somewhere. So yeah, please do consider liking this video, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You know what I mean? Share this video with your friends, share this video with your family. Your boy's trying to get out the hood. Let's talk about it. Also, check out the second channel on there. I do gaming content. I've also done gaming content on this channel before, but that's where I upload nowadays, the gaming content. I also don't only talk about the World Cup and, you know what I mean, football or soccer, Balompié, whatever you call it. I also do a lot of other things, you know what I mean? This is a whatever I want to talk about channel. That's what I call it. So yeah, I just be doing a bunch of stuff on here. So yeah, don't think I'm just a football channel or whatever. But anyways, let's talk about this. All right, Mexico, where did we go wrong? What did we do right? What did England do right? Let's start off with England first. Jude Bellingham, wow. Scores 2 goals. I'll be honest, Eric Lira versus Jude Bellingham. I know y'all could hear that in the background. We back. I was gonna try to like keep talking over it, but it is just way too loud for me to even try to do that. Jude Bellingham, like I said, what a player. Scores 2 goals super quick. He went, boom, scored, and then it felt like instantly scored another one, dude. Crazy. I ain't gonna lie, once it was 2-0, I was literally like, no way. I couldn't believe it, fo. Straight up. That in that moment, I was heartbroken. But then we scored one before halftime, and I was like, you know what? You know what? They're a man down. I believe that we're already man down by this point. I was like, you know what? They man down. We could do this. We could definitely do this. I don't remember what minute it was. It might have been the second half. But we score a goal, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a chance. But still, let's keep talking about England. I'm not gonna fault them for their game plan. I ain't gonna lie, you just can't do it. You know what I mean? Like they did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do. I can't fault them for doing what it was that they needed to do. They were down a guy. You know what I mean? Like obviously they're gonna play defensive. If Mexico or any nation was doing it, I would expect the same thing from them. So I don't blame them for playing their haram ball, you know what I mean, playing with 8 players at the back, you know what I mean, for most of the game. Just can't do it. So just props to England. Our weaknesses that we had, physical weaknesses that we had in this game was our speed. Not to say that we don't got fast players, but on a level of, for example, Gordon, who was just thrashing that side of the pitch. Shout out to Gordon. He was not good. It was just, he's fast. That's literally all he was doing. He was fast, and because of it, he was able to get crosses in. But still, shout out to Gordon. I mean, there's a reason he's at Barca, I guess. But that's always been a weakness of ours, is our lack of speed. That's, like I said, not to say that we don't have fast players. Obviously, we do. But our fastest players are the ones that didn't get caught up, you know what I mean? No los convocaron. So they just wasn't available, and even some of our faster players, they just wasn't on the pitch. Like, for example, Alvaro Fidalgo. I would go far as to say also friggin' Obed Vargas is pretty decently fast when he gets going, but yeah, we just don't have that many fast players. Our only fast players on the pitch were Eric Lira and Quiñones. And Quiñones is a little different. I wouldn't call him like fast, but he's got a little bit of speed on him. But I will say Eric Lira, that boy's fast. Like, he's definitely leaving Cruz Azul. He's leaving Liga MX, the Mexican league. He's definitely leaving this, like, he's leaving this transfer window. I'll fund him. He's leaving. There's no way he's staying. He's going to leave. I don't know where. Hopefully it's a good club. So yeah, shout out Eddie Lira. He was battling against Bellingham a lot, but other than that, what else? Pickford, what a game from Pickford. There were I believe three times. It was either two or three. I'm pretty sure it was three times. And this is Pickford with T-Rex arms, by the way. T-Rex arms Pickford. He saved three. He had him three incredible saves, three amazing saves. I was like, wow, what a save! Like I couldn't believe he saved two of those. Like one of them, I was like, you know, that makes sense. You expect that from somebody his level. You know what I mean? Somebody to show up on that level, definitely. But those three saves that he made, especially that header from Raúl Alonso Jimenez, Raúl hit that header perfectly. It was perfect. You know what I mean? Like the Homelander being perfect. Everything. It was all perfect. I wish I could do my impression of Homelander, but I can't. It was perfect. Down to the last minute detail. Something like that. I don't know exactly what he says, but something like that. Speaking of goalkeepers, Raúl Talarangel. By the way, yes, I'm done with the props for England. I will say one more thing about Jude, though, now that I remember. On the pitch, he gets a lot of calls called for him. Let's be honest. There were a lot of calls called for him. It's like the Larry Bird, I think it was Larry Bird that said to Michael Jordan when they were doing photos, where it's like, oh, I usually can't get this close to him. Usually it's a foul. You know what I mean? It's kind of that sort of thing where it's like, if you do anything to him, it's a foul. You know what I mean? Like, we just couldn't touch him for most of the game. There was one where I was like, ooh, I'm like, I hope they don't call this a penalty. And I'm glad they didn't, but every other call, and it was called for England so much in this game, and I know that y'all are going to say, or someone's going to say, like, oh, how can that be the case? I'm not saying that y'all was favored. I'm just saying a lot of calls were given for England. A lot. And we was still going to lose, honestly. I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? I'm just... let it be known that it still happened. You know what I mean? Just like how we conceded 2 goals basically back to back. You know what I mean? Just like how we gave away a stupid penalty that we shouldn't have given away. Just like how Jude should have been marked. You know what I mean? In both of those ones. And he was unmarked, which was stupid. Which is why Edson Alvarez should have already been on the pitch by that point, because he would have been marked. Just like how Cesar Montes shouldn't have been taken off. You know what I mean? Just like how, and I know hindsight is 2020 or whatever you say, Gilberto Mora should have been a sub. You know what I mean? Just like how friggin' Brian Gutierrez shouldn't have been subbed in. You know what I mean? Just like how Edson shouldn't have been subbed in. He should have been a starter. You could say all those things, but I mean, it happened. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to change. It is what it is. But like I said, Jude Bellingham, after the game, you know what I mean? On the pitch, he's different. On the pitch, Jude is way more different than off the pitch, Jude. Like, when you're facing against Jude, you hate the cunt, you know? I don't hate him, but, you know what I mean? You definitely don't like him. Now, I can't be a Jude fan no more. I ain't gonna lie. I can't do it. But, you know what I mean? He was talking to Gilberto Mora right after the game, gave his T-shirt. And it's kind of weird because it felt like big bro, little bro, you know what I mean? And you forget that he's like 22, 23, something like that. I'm pretty sure he's 22. You forget that his age because he's pretty mature. You know what I mean? He's pretty mature when it comes to that stuff. He's a leader, you know what I mean? And off the pitch, he will give you your props. And I heard that he also gave... Ooh, that was a bad voice crack. But I heard that he gave his props to Mexico after the game. I didn't see it. I didn't see the interview. I'm here to talk about this, so that's why I didn't watch it. I'm like, you know what? I need to record this video. Like I said, it's pretty early, so I'm looking a little uglier today. I'm still not ugly, you know what I mean? I can still take some of your hoes, nigga. I'm sorry. I got overzealous there. By the way, if you're new to the channel, yes, I can say the word even though I'm a beaner. I'm a carabiner. I am part black. Alright, so yeah, that's the reason why I can say it. For those of y'all that don't know in the comments, yeah, I mean, let them know in the comments for those of y'all that do know what I am. I already told you I'm a carabiner, but I'm not going to specify. And the only reason I specify it is because for videos like these, and I feel like even in general, I kind of have to put it out there. Because, like, there's a lot of people that don't care when a Mexican says it, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that still do because they're not around Mexicans. Like, for example, if anybody from the UK is watching this video and they just heard me say it, they were probably shocked. They're like, what? What? You know what I mean? It's just like a culture thing or whatever. But yeah, I can say it. What other things could we have done differently? Like I said, Edson should have been a starter. I know he played horrendously today as a backup. I mean, as off the bench. Gilberto Mora. Let's talk about Gilberto Mora. Like I said, hindsight is 2020 or whatever you call it. In hindsight, Gilberto should have been a sub. It is what it is, you know. And the reason I say a sub is because we were lacking creativity and he barely got minutes. Like, he only played like half the game, you know what I mean? Like, if you was going to sub him out, and I know, once again, in hindsight, but you subbed him off at halftime. I'm pretty sure that's what El Vasco Aguirre did. He subbed him off at halftime, I'm pretty sure. Because after the first half, I didn't even notice him on the pitch and I didn't see him come out. So after like 20 minutes, I was like, oh no, Gilberto's not on the pitch no more. Like, there's a reason you haven't seen him or you haven't heard his name or nothing. It's like he barely got any minutes. He's our most creative player, and we lacked creativity in the last 20 minutes of the game. We had absolutely no creativity. It was just cross. And I've been said this so much, not only for Mexico or even other national teams, but in general in this game, football, soccer, balompié, whatever you call it. I hate it when teams keep on crossing the ball, when they insist, when they're obsessed with consistently crossing the ball. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't work consistently, don't keep doing it. If you don't have specialists or you don't have an advantage in that field over your opponent, a clear one, stop doing it. It's the same thing that France was doing in the recent game, which I don't think I talked about on the channel, but they just kept looking for the cross and they kept playing super wide, and it's just so dumb. Keep it more short. Try to keep it tighter, you know what I mean? Like, why are you playing so wide? It's always so stupid to me. It doesn't make sense. And I know that, like, obviously in hindsight or whatever, but I don't know why they just kept doing it. Obviously, like, the DT has something to do with it, but there's no way that the players are so dumb to the point where they don't see, like, oh, I should probably pass the ball here, you know what I mean? Look to do a little something else, maybe cross the ball earlier, you know what I mean? Don't have to pass the ball right from the corner. Like, for example, it goes right here at the corner. Like, I don't have to always, you know what I mean, cross the ball from around this spot. I could cross it from here, you know what I mean? Maybe from here, look for a pass instead of trying to cross the ball, you know what I mean? Like, pass here, boom, try to score this way, you know what I mean? Whatever. Try to look for some pass. So much lack of creativity, and we friggin' subbing Brian Gutierrez, who played real good against South Africa. And I'm not saying it like, obviously, South Africa or whatever, you know what I mean? That game, they were trash. Just like how Paraguay in their opening game versus the U.S. was trash. But what I mean was in the way that he was playing. Once again, this might be Vasco telling him things that might not be, but in general, Brian Gutierrez, ever since the first game, the rest of the games, I watched him thoroughly, and he's been absolutely garbage. He doesn't pressure. He doesn't try to take the ball off folks. You know what I mean? He doesn't do any of that. Like, it's like he waits for the ball to get to him. You know what I mean? Like, I just hate that mentality where it's like, I'm just going to let the ball get to me. You know what I mean? I don't like it at all. And especially as a sub, you got to come looking for the ball. And he has no creativity. I do think he's a good player. He just ended up not playing good in the rest of the games ever since the first game, the opening game. I know y'all heard the bell in the background. I know y'all heard that. The church bells. Go to church if you haven't already. What else could I talk about? Like I said, Gilberto Mora, you know what I mean, in hindsight, should have been a sub, but even then, you should have still kept him on the pitch. You know what I mean? Yes, I know we gave a ball away that led to us conceding a goal. I believe that was the second Jude Bellingham goal, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Once again, if Edson Alvarez was a starter, I know he played bad, but if he was a starter, he would have not pocketed Jude, but he would definitely mark Jude. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Jude wouldn't have scored. Maybe he wouldn't have. I think he would have scored one of the two goals that he ended up scoring. But that's the thing. You need somebody that's going to mark a Harry Kane and a Jude Bellingham. And I forgot to mention that in my video because I didn't want to jinx it. I ain't going to lie. I should have said it because Harry Kane was marked the entire game. You know what I'm saying? He was marked the whole game. Maybe I should have said it, you know what I mean, to put it out there in the world like, hey, we should mark Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane the whole game, which I didn't say and I forgot to say it. But I knew that we should have marked Jude the whole game. Not just saying it because, like, oh, in hindsight, like, I knew that that's something that we was supposed to do because they was the only ones scoring goals for England. You know what I mean? They was the only ones playing good for England. Declan Rice played like garbage today. I do have to mention that, but also I'm pretty sure he wasn't even supposed to play. So yeah, hopefully he gets better from his injury. What else could I say? I feel like there's not really much. Cesar Montes being subbed off, like I said, that was stupid. He's one of our better center backs. He's one of the only tall players that we got in the squad. You know what I mean? It's him, Memote, and Edson that I would say is like tall. Obviously, you still also have Raul, but Cesar Montes, I don't know how tall he is. I believe he's like 6'3", something like that. Like, he's tall. You know what I mean? Like, nobody could call him short unless you're like freaking Wemby or 7 feet tall. That's the only folks that could call him short. Even if you're 6'5", you can't call him short. You know what I mean? I'm yapping a lot, but that's what this video is. I warned y'all that this was a yap session. Yes, I know the cowboy hat is dirty and all that. What else could I talk about? I mean, friggin' Gallardo, yes, he's the one that ended up, you know what I mean, helping us get that red card, which, by the way, it was warranted. Also, were both penalties given to this game for either side. No issue there. I did say the calls, a lot of them were given for England, in my opinion. Would it have changed the game? I don't think so, but who knows, maybe. But when it comes to Gallardo, he should have been subbed off. You should have gave Mateo Chavez that chance, like I said. Jorge Sanchez actually played good, which I was surprised about. But once again, I feel like he was going up the pitch a lot. You know what I mean? He did it way too much, in my opinion. I don't know. When it comes to anything I say in this video, let me know in the comments down below. You know what I mean? Even if you end up leaving multiple comments about different things, just leave a comment. You know what I mean? I'll respond. Probably, unless there's like 1,000 comments on this video, but there probably ain't. That's probably not gonna happen. But when it comes to like him, he played pretty good, and we gave it everything we had, and it still wasn't enough, which is the saddest thing about it. We literally gave it everything, and it just wasn't enough because the things that England had over us, they completely went off. You know what I mean? They exploited it to the fullest extent. Like I said, when it came to the fact that Jude wasn't being marked in those 2 goals that he scored, I'm pretty sure he wasn't marked in both of them. Maybe he was in the first one, but in that second one, I know for a fact he wasn't marked. You know what I mean? He was left completely alone, which I always think is stupid. When you leave folks unmarked, it's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing you could do as a defender or even as a player. If you see a dangerous player not being marked, that's always the stupidest thing in my opinion. Like, for example, Haaland versus Brazil. That's all. Not only even just against Brazil, but in general, when Haaland isn't being marked the whole game, I'm just thinking to myself, like, you're asking to get scored on. You know what I mean? That's my philosophy in general. Also, the center backs, super slow. I always thought that was stupid. I never ever liked us having 3 defenders super high up the pitch. I always thought that was completely retarded. I ain't gonna lie, that's always so dumb to me. Like, I don't understand why you would do that, especially knowing that 1, they're fast, 2, you're slow, you know what I mean? And it's just super dangerous. It's just not a good, even if we was fast, you know what I mean? It's still a dumb thing to do because of how risky it is, you know what I mean? Now I really don't know what to talk about. I feel like I've covered everything. You know what I mean? The subs were bad. Some players that should have been on the pitch weren't on the pitch. You know what I mean? Players that weren't on the pitch should have been on the pitch, and players that shouldn't have been on the pitch were on the pitch. You know what I mean? It's just like when they shouldn't have been. Others didn't even get a chance. When some did get a chance, it wasn't in the right moment. And like I said many times, in hindsight, yeah. But friggin' Memote in my video, which you should go check out if you're interested, I said that I thought Memote Martinez would have been a good sub, but once again, in hindsight, it wasn't. I did get that one wrong. But other than that, I don't think I got anything else wrong, in my opinion. I feel like what I said that Vasco needed to do, I feel like I was right. Even though Jorge Sanchez played good, I still feel like Israel Reyes would have been better. You know what I mean? Just defensively, he offers a lot more, and he stays down the pitch a lot more. Like I said, Jorge Sanchez, he likes to go up the pitch, which I don't fault him for, but he does a little way too much. I don't know if that's Vasco Aguirre's deal, which is why I'm not going in on the players as much. Time to give some players some praise. Not praise like in the gospel sense. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Give them their props. Julian Quiñones, what a player. Wow. I've always, you know what I mean, obviously as an America fan, huge fan of Quiñones, always have been as soon as he came to my team. I knew he was one of them ones. What a player, absolutely. Gracias a Colombia por despreciar a Quiñones. Dude, if Colombia had Quiñones, they would have some serious firepower, because that's Colombia, that's what they lack. They lack an actual striker. Not to say that Luis Diaz can't score goals, but the rest of the Colombian strikers are freaking garbage. Like Luis Diaz, not the Uruguayan striker, the Colombian striker. That nigga is trash, straight up. That dude is garbage. You know what I mean? If they had Quiñones, they would be a serious threat. And they probably would have won the Copa America versus Argentina, to be honest. But, you know what I mean, Quiñones, he chose us even when they wanted him. It's like that meme of like the nerd who then becomes a millionaire, you know what I mean? And then the girl didn't want him back then and now they want him. It's kind of like that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He chose Mexico, so shout out to Quiñones. What a player. Shout out to Raúl Alonso Jimenez, the greatest penalty scorer of all time and also in the world. I knew he was going to make it. Not for a second that I doubt he was going not make that penalty. But by the way, like I said, shout out to Pickford. He almost saved the penalty as well because he guessed it. But the good thing is that he's a short arm T-Rex, so that definitely helped us. If he had normal, you know what I mean, normal length arms, he probably would have saved it, to be honest. Like, that's probably one of Raul's like worst penalties. But a Raul penalty is a guarantee. You know what I mean? Almost always. He's only ever like missed 2, but he has 100% penalty effectivity. I don't know how you say it. Effectivity in the Premier League for a reason. But anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Anything and everything that you want to talk about of what I mentioned in this video, just leave a comment down in the comments down below. Once again, we gave it everything we got, and it still wasn't enough. And that's the only reason why I'm sad, low-key. Like, not sad, but like a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like the song, when you try your best, but you don't succeed. And I feel like a lot of people, not just like in sports, but just in general, I feel a lot of people deal with this where like you try your absolute best and it still doesn't work out. You know what I mean? That's the worst feeling in the world. You know what I mean? Or when you can't control something and that thing messed you up. But anyways, have a great day. I don't know what I'm going to be covering in the World Cup. I might cover France, who knows, Portugal maybe. But as far as long form goes, I don't know when my next World Cup video is going to be. It's probably going to be the final. Like I said, maybe I'll cover France or Portugal. I really don't know. But as far as the YouTube shorts, I will keep posting consistently on there. Go check out my YouTube shorts. I already posted one about this game. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't already. And go check out my rest. You know what I mean? The rest of my World Cup shorts. Soon, the ones that are soon to come and the ones that I've been posted. So yeah, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the second channel. Check out more videos on this channel if you aren't subbed already or if you just haven't seen those yet. You know what I mean? Go check them out. Your boy's trying to get out the hood. Share this video with your friends. Share this video with your family. I'm going to catch y'all in the next episode. Not in the next episode. In the next video. Whenever that is. It might be the Conor McGregor predictions versus Max Holloway. I think that's this week.